You guys caught me doing my morning rounds. Here's my question of the day. I get up really early, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. No matter what, I always run out of morning because everything it seems like I want to get done in life, whether it's working out or it's working in the garden or it's working at my computer, I want to do it in the morning when I'm really fresh. And that would include everything from drinking coffee to meditation. And so here's my question of the day for you, kind of an odd one. If you're a morning person, do you find that you just run out of morning, and before you know it, the morning is gone and you're into the afternoon, which for me isn't quite my most productive time of day. So I just always seem to run out of morning. Okay, a couple things I wanted to tell you about today. This is getting ready to go through a big transformation. I've got some people coming later today because we're going to take out some of these interior sections right here. Now, it's just like, you know, how when you get your hair cut, your hair always looks great right before you get it cut, even though prior to that, it didn't look so great, which is what compelled you to go to the hairdresser to begin with. So right now I'm thinking, oh, it looks kind of pretty right now because the light is so wonderful and it's kind of a cool morning. Nevertheless, I'm going to stick to my design plan for this, and that's take out these interior sections. And yes, I will transplant them in other areas of the garden that I've identified. It will give me more room to work these quadrants because I'm going to incorporate lots of compost, manure, some shredded leaves that I will use with my Works leaf shredder that I got last year. So it's basically, things still look pretty chaotic, which is intentional, I guess, because I've really waited for things to cool down and for us to get a little bit of rain before I tried to do any transplanting on these. So the backyard is all a little bit of a mess, but it's a mess with a plan. And so I'm just going to work my plan. So this is what's going on, and I'll show you other areas that are getting a workout because I do have a garden tour for a group of master gardeners that are coming down from Enid later in the month. Now, I also wanted to tell you and talk a little bit more about this retractable giraffe hose and the giraffe hose reel, because I mean, my opinion on these haven't changed, you guys. I love it so much that I'm getting ready to buy my third one. And I'm also wanting to mention it because I'm putting it on the Christmas gift list that I'm going to be slowly adding to between now and the holidays. So Stuart has worked up a really fun template, and I'm going to put a lot of my gift recommendations on that, starting with this giraffe hose reel, but we'll also put a card above so that you guys know where to find it. When I find something and I really like it and it really works for me, especially if it makes my life easier, then I buy them in multiples. So in case you guys were wondering if I still love it as much as I did originally, I think I love it even more. And so I'm about to gift myself an early Christmas gift, a third one. The other thing, as a stocking stuffer, these quick connect connecting devices are absolutely wonderful to be able to change out different hose end sprayers, whatever it is that you're using. And it seems to me that there's never enough. I can't really take this apart without spraying everything. But basically, this right here has a little vertical thing that goes into this section right here. And what I found is I never have enough of the pieces that connect into the receptacle, the female part, and I kind of run out of the male part. So I'm going to get more of these quick connect things. And by the way, these would make great stocking stuffers for any gardener in your life. So they're going to go on my stocking stuffer list. And so you guys kind of pay attention, and I'll be adding to that over time as I discover new products or as I come up with some ideas. And that will be on, I'll be sharing it here, but it will also be on my website, lindavater.com. So if you guys aren't already signed up, just sign up. You can become not so much a member, but you can just start getting, when I resume my newsletters, you'll get the newsletters, you'll get my Christmas gift list and all of the other content, because Stuart and I had a real scare this week. I think a lot of people in social media did, when the Instagram account got hacked and was down and Facebook was down, and it made me realize that when those platforms go down, I don't have a way to get in touch with you guys, and vice versa. And so I need to start making sure that you guys are on my own personal platform so we can stay in touch. So go to lindavater.com and make sure to sign up so that we have more of a permanent connection. So in addition to those sections over there, I'm going to take these out. All of this soil in these areas is going to get a great rework. The guy that's coming to help me today is also going to help me start taking and moving some of my container plantings to the greenhouse, which belongs to a friend of mine. And I'll harvest these last peppers. There's not a lot here, but I'll harvest these last peppers, and I'm kind of getting ready to put this whole area to bed. I want it to look nice for the garden tour, but I also really want to kind of get things tidied up and move on. And I'm putting in some investment work into the garden so that it'll be ready to rock and roll next spring. Plus I'm going to plant a lot of tulips and stuff back here, bulbs that I haven't done in a while. So this is going to look a little bit different next spring, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. So kind of moving out. Be careful, Stuart. Stuart is giving me some hassle this morning, and his mom is here, and she said, Stuart's been very pugnacious this morning. I love that about his mom, that she loves words as much as I do. And yes, Stuart, you are getting kind of a little bit pugnacious and irascible this morning. Okay, this over here, I took out the Tithonia that was in this half wine barrel trough from Lowe's. And since I'm not going to be planting a bunch of greens and things in the potager, what I am going to do is plant some lettuce and some greens in here. Obviously, it needs a little bit of work. So I will be doing that. The topiaries are really still looking beautiful, and those are going to get moved around, carted around. This guy today, this Sugar Shack button bush, which I have just absolutely been captivated by this year. You'll notice it's getting a little bit larger, and it's going to be relocated, and I'll wait and tell you about that a little bit later after we move it. And before I move things, by the way, if you guys are transplanting things, whether it's a perennial, a shrub, or whatever, now that it's fall, which is just an optimal time to do that kind of thing, make sure that you water what you're transplanting really, really well before you do it to minimize shock to its root system. And then make sure that once you transplant it, you dig a great big hole, and you also water the hole before you transplant it. And then keep that, whatever your transplant is, watered and well hydrated while it's getting established. Finally, all of the geraniums and things are starting to put on more buds. I want to show you a fun little thing and give you a tease. When I was up at Bricks the other day, Stuart, can we put a card up to the video? When I was pumpkin shopping at Bricks, I also got a bunch of these starts of jade plants. And you know what I'm going to do with these? I'm going to try bonsaiing some jade trees. Now, it will take a while, but I have all sorts of starts, and it won't be until later in October. But my friend Phil Clayton, whose garden you guys just fell in love with, he lives a block from me. Stuart, if we remember, let's put a card up to the video where we did a garden tour at his home. He is really a bonsai master, and he has agreed to show us how to do it. So we're going to go over to his garden, and he's going to give me a tutorial on how to work with bonsai and those jade plants in particular, how to select a container, how to start it, how to root prune, and all of those things, I am guessing. Also today, because it's been just sitting out here. It hasn't gone into its permanent location, but now that I've got some help today, I am going to relocate this into its new home. We'll put a link to this garden bench. I got this off of Amazon. So many of you guys have asked about this garden bench and the matching chairs, and it's just at a great price point, and I really like it. But I have to say, even though I put it here temporarily to move into its permanent location, I love being able to see it from my kitchen window, my window box there, because there's a direct shot to the back of it, and I love the work on the back of it and the pattern. And I think one of the reasons I love it so much is it seems so familiar to me, and I wasn't sure why. Well, I was looking through my Rosemary Berry books of her garden the other day, and I saw a couple of chairs in her garden that had this exact backing to it. So this is a replica, and I think that's one of the reasons it spoke to me so much, in addition to the fact that it is just a really great piece for an English garden or a traditional garden. So I'm working on that. I am not quite ready. Here's another tease to show you how I've styled the bistro. You can see that we've got a little fire going this morning. Stuart's mom has been enjoying it because it was a little bit cool out. And I'll show you that a little bit later this weekend. I got my new pillows in, and I've zhuzhed it up a little bit with some pumpkins and just some seasonal flowering plants. And then finally, I want to show you one last thing, because I've been working on this for a while. I can finally show it to you. And that is that I finally transplanted everything I wanted to transplant into this window box off of my palladium window that is in out from the kitchen. And I transplanted from the garden, stole from Peter to pay Paul a lot more fern and things and hostas to completely fill it out. So the more these grow, by next spring, it should be completely lush. These will be much happier in their shady location. And it's planted densely enough that even the squirrels have had a little bit of trouble digging. And then I just tucked in a couple of beautiful peach mums that I got at Bricks when I went shopping the other day. So they will last even longer because they're here in the shade, and I think they'll get just enough light to finish blooming, and the rest of those buds will flush out, and I think it will be really beautiful. And I have just a little hint of that color when I look outside and back into the garden. So with that view, such as it is, Stuart, he was making fun of me because I've said such as it is a number of times today, but it really does look pretty even though it's fall and the shadows are lovely. And maybe you can see what I mean about how beautiful the back of that bench looks. So there you go. There is my Wednesday walkabout. I'm excited to show you what's coming up this weekend. If you guys haven't, if you're still considering pre-ordering my book, please do so, because those of you who pre-order, in my next video, I'm going to tell you a little perk we've got for those of you who pre-order my book, and it's a little gift from me to you. So there you go. There's your Wednesday walkabout. You guys enjoy the rest of the week. Well, I just finished my workout with my trainer, and so here is my outfit for today, or at least for this morning before I change clothes. My sunglasses are Warby Parker. These are prescription sunglasses. Haven't even really washed my face much or done much for the day to get ready. My earrings came from my kiddos. I think these are, is it Alexandra Scott? I can't remember, but my kiddos got these for me one Christmas. My workout clothes. Now, a lot of times I'm just very casual. I'll just throw on anything to work out, but I upgraded it a little bit, partially to help out my trainer, who is a graduate student, and she's paying for her own schooling and everything, and she makes a little bit of money off of this workout wear line that she promotes. And so to support her, and because my gosh, this stuff is great, I bought some of it, and here's the name of it, what it is. How do you pronounce that, Stuart? Zya, Z-Y-I-A Active. And I'll try to put a link in the description. We may get that up a little bit later because I want to make sure that it's a link that helps her. The top, the workout bra underneath, the leggings, everything come from that product line. Like I say, it's really, really comfortable. I love it. And she, by the way, wears it all the time. She's been a personal trainer for a very long time, so she can also attest to what good quality it is. And my tennis shoes are just Puma, P-U-M-A tennis shoes that I got off of Amazon a long time ago. So there you go. For whatever it's worth, there is my workout fashion epilogue for today.